Ladies and gentlemen, now we know banks in America, unfortunately, are probably some of the most shadiest institutions on earth. And they got language written into contracts just to ensure they can do anything they want to you without worrying about any type of legal recourse. So let's get into this story. I've heard these stories all throughout my life, how people will have bank accounts and all of a sudden they'll go to access their account and their account has been taken down. So, individual financial institutions must answer to a bureau of the Treasury Department, the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network. Okay. Its job is to safeguard the financial system against criminal activity, including money laundering and terrorism. Well, here's the problem. Usually, the people you go after aren't involved in any of those things, and y'all know it. You're fully aware of that. You taking down an account with a few $100s in it is not protecting anyone from terrorism or any financial crime. Other than the one the bank is committing. They're committing it. So they claim their mission is to follow the money, and banks play a central role in collecting that data. Banks can close, this is what they're saying. Banks can close a customer's account for any reason at any time, a point that is buried in the fine print of the customer agreement. They know you're not committing no crime or doing none of them things. But see, they write language in those agreements just to ensure they can do whatever they want without consequences. And that really is the only reason why that language is there. So, when they do dump an account, it is usually because they're trying to protect the institution or the customer from potential fraud, which is That's a garbage statement. You're not trying to protect nobody. I've known a few people that got their accounts closed and they weren't doing no fraudulent activity and all this crap they're talking about. They closed it because they had the ability to do it because this is why they write this shady ass language into an agreement in the first place. If it was something that was legitimate, it wouldn't be in fine print. All right. Always remember that. If it's in fine print, it's something shady about it on their end. Wow. So it usually starts with they're now blaming everything on the algorithm. Well, the algorithm detected something about your account and, so it had to be closed down. Yeah, just like the algorithm is there so they don't have to take a direct blame. So now that's what they're trying to lean on. Oh, the algorithm picked up some activity or some behavior in your account and blah, blah, blah. And it's all garbage. So a customer's transaction may trip a wire, perhaps by repeatedly making cash deposits just below $10,000 as a tactic, as known as structuring, since anything above that amount is usually flagged. Or maybe the customer had a transaction with another party that was deemed suspicious. And in some cases, the bank don't want the customer to be a victim. The bank is not looking out for the customer when these accounts get shut down and you're not doing any strange activity. They're looking out for themselves. Banks don't look out for nobody else. So anyway, let's go on. All right. So these employees may decide to close an account or cut their losses, and they may file an SAR to the federal government. They may also just do one or another or neither after speaking with the customer. So customer service reps might not know if, a lot of times they are very limited on what they know as far as an account being closed. You know, you may have to go higher up above the customer service rep to get details, and who knows if you'll even get it. So it is held in a high level of confidentiality, and it is a crime to disclose, in some cases, why an account was closed. Now, the banks will claim they'll send out a letter, and I've heard people tell me, oh, they said they sent a letter out and they never got the letter. In some cases, the banks may be completely upfront about why they decided to shut a customer's account. The account may have been inactive for too long, or a consumer may have been generating too many overdrafts. It is a delicate balance. Banks want to avoid being overly aggressive, which could disenfranchise immigrant communities and others who may have a difficult time getting a traditional bank account. Yeah, well, they can get accounts easier than the average Americans. And they can get an account without a social security number, but here, they make it, they put more red tape involved than they do for an immigrant. So they also propose that it be in the business of the customer's satisfaction. Besides, regulators and customers and banks need to answer to their own shareholders, and they need enough satisfied customers with profitable accounts to make them happy. Still, sudden account closure are intensely disruptive, and people subjected to them seem to be saying more so often, according to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. At least twice as many account holders complained about checking and saving account closures last year than they did in 2017. Last year, the Bureau ordered Wells Fargo to pay $160 million over 1 million people that lost their accounts. Their accounts were either frozen or closed by the banks between 2011 and 2016. Well, I tell you what, you need to get more than just Wells Fargo on that. Mm-mm-mm. Filing complaints, and you know how it is. It's easy for them to shut down your account, but they put you through a lot of red tape when you try to file these complaints. And that's done on purpose, because they really want you to go away. They don't want to see all these complaints. They canceled your account, and now they just want you to tuck your tail and go away. Okay. Not all flagged activity leads to account closure. So there are some people that said they had no strange activity going on their account. Their account existed for several years, and they were closed down anyway. So, one person said their account got closed after taking a loan from their 401(k) in mid-January. They tried to transfer the money into a new high yield savings account, and shortly after that, their account got frozen. Their account got frozen. And when they went to complain, the bank said it was not their problem. And guess who did this to them? TD Bank. TD Bank. Mm-mm-mm. So I guess they didn't like what he did with his own money from his 401k. They said your account has been suspended for further review. And the person was trying to find out why. And they told him, "We can't tell you. The only thing we can tell you is it takes up to 60 days for this review." Okay, so what are you supposed to do as far as paying your bills and taking care of yourself, and your money and everything's all frozen? That's why I was like, this society don't give a damn about nobody. At the end of the day, they don't care about no one. Okay, so he went through all those changes with TD Bank, and just depositing something in a high yield account got your account closed. So, ladies and gentlemen, really the bottom line is be careful. Watch what's going on, because banking is not doing so well in America. And if you got your money tied up in a lot of these banks, you better stay on top of the news and everything else that's coming out. And if at one point you don't feel comfortable with what you're hearing, you better go with your instincts and do something about it, whether it's get most of it out or move it somewhere else. But I would say go with your instincts, because these folks at the end of the day are going to think about themselves and themselves only. They don't care about you. They don't care what happens to your money. They don't care if they take your money, and when the crap hit the fan, you know what these banks are going to do? You're not even going to be able to reach them through customer service. They're going to shut these phone lines down so your complaints will never reach them. Yes, they're that rotten. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Trust me, when it really gets bad, they're going to cut everybody off, and they're going to make sure you have no avenue to go and complain about it. Yes, they are that rotten. You can't expect a demon to suddenly be a good person. It's never going to happen. But let me know if you had a similar incident. I've had people in my family had things happen, and one of my relatives' account got shut down, and she had that account since she was a teenager, you know, and didn't get an explanation. She ended up moving to another bank, but it took a while before she was able to get her money. I think it took almost a year before she got all her money out of that account that she had in there, because these people are rotten. They are rotten. And this is the reason why the Heavenly Father never wanted a capitalistic system in this world. Because at the end of the day, capitalism is nothing but greed. And greed will just make you not care about humanity. People that are greedy don't care about humanity. Yeah, they can babble and tell you they do, but let something go down, they'll show you real fast their greed trumps everything else. And America will show you this, especially in these last days. Their greed trumps everything else. But let me know if something similar happened to you. And let me know if you were this threat to the bank, and, a terroristic threat, and all this garbage that they come up with to tell you. And they know it's garbage when they're sitting there telling you this crap when they close your bank account. They know darn well you ain't no threat to no bank. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.